Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me. Now today I get to share with you three products from Spellbinders. It's a brand new collection. It's called Cup of Coffee, Cup of Tea, and it's by Sharon Sowell. And to celebrate this new collection, Spellbinders is having a blog hop. So what I get to share with you today is three products from this collection. There's many more, but this one here is the Cup of Love. So cute. Love my coffee, so I'm so excited to be part of this hop. But I wanted to show you the scale against an A2 size card base. So this mug is like the perfect size for card making. You also get a little leaf flourish. And then this here is your beverage insert. So you can use it for tea or coffee or cocoa, whatever you prefer. That's nice that they separated that. You get a little heart and then two little flowers. They're just so sweet. So this is the Cup of Love. Now I get to share with you also this die set. It's a 7-piece die set and it's called Robin and Rosy mug. I love the mug in this collection. This is so pretty. I love the little fanciness on the handle. You get a little heart. This is a tea bag end, which is fantastic. You get two roses. One has two of them on there and this one is a single rose with some leaves. And this rose here will die cut out the negative piece of your cardstock. So it would be perfect for the inside of the mug. Actually, all three of them fit in the mug beautifully. Now you also get your robin. It could be a bluebird, it could be any color bird you'd like. It's so pretty. So that's that collection. Now I also want to share with you this here. This is called But First Coffee. They're sentiments. And it will spell out come for tea or But First Coffee. But of course you can interchange it to where it could say come for coffee and but first tea, whatever you prefer. So we're going to jump in and get started with the first project here. I'm going to use the Cup of Love die set, and I'm going to cut out the cup with some yellow cardstock. You can see here on my left I'm going to be cutting out a scallop panel, and then I'm going to use the leaf flourish and cut out 3 leaves. And I'll grab some pale pink cardstock and cut out 6 of the little flowers and 1 little heart. Now I'm just going to lower this a bit, and then I did want to die cut out the word coffee with white cardstock. I'm going to die cut it out twice. Once everything's die cut out, I'm going to push my flowers and my sentiment aside, and then I'm going to grab my Platinum 6 and we're going to do some embossing. These dies have great embossing details, and so I just follow the manufacturer's directions here on the base plate. And what you do is you die cut out your image with your cardstock and you place it face up on your platform. You add your embossing mat, and then you go ahead and add your embossing plate and you run that through, and it just embosses beautifully. Now the white you can't really tell because of my lighting, and I'm sorry. At the end I'll have pictures to where you can see the detail and the embossing, but the coffee mug, since it's colored, you can see the embossed detail in there. So pretty. Now we're going to do a little bit more die cutting, so I'm going to fill my coffee mug with coffee, so I'm using some craft cardstock, and I'm also going to die cut out the word coffee with the craft as well. Now I'm going to layer all 3 of my coffees together. So starting with the 2 white, I'll just use my glue to glue them. I want to create kind of like a chipboard effect. So this works great. I wanted a little bit of stability. Then I'll go ahead and glue my craft right on top. And then while we have our glue out, I did die cut out the white coffee that goes inside the cup with white cardstock. You can see here, but I left the pieces on the inside. I'm just going to flip it over and add some glue behind this entire panel. I wanted my coffee to have cream in it. I like drinking coffee with cream, so this is my way of doing that. Once that's adhered, we're going to do a little bit of shading. So I'm grabbing some Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink, and I am going to use my blending tool. These are my little finger daubers, since these were a little bit smaller images. I'm going to do the flowers, the leaves, the little heart, and then I did pull in my blending tool for the mug. Once everything's has a little bit of vintage look to it, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my craft cardstock to my mug. And I think that looks so fun, so cute. Okay, now we're going to assemble our flowers. I want to do something a little bit like 3D. So I'm punching a hole in 2 of them. And then in my stash I have some chocolate brown glittered brads. I've had these for quite a while and I thought they would look really pretty with my coffee. So I'm layering 2 together and I'm going to fluff them up a bit. And then I'm going to fold over the back of the brads. And I have some really dainty little flowers. I'm going to do that to all 3 of my flowers here. Now I'm going to flip my coffee mug over and we're going to assemble our little panel. So I'm going to use my foam squares, add a little bit of dimension to our mug. Got to do the handle, and then I'll just place that towards the lower portion of my scalloped background here. I'll use my glue to attach 2 of the leaves to the bottom right of my coffee mug. That could actually be a real pretty teacup too. Once my leaves are glued down, I'm going to use a glue dot to secure my my flowers. Since they have those brads, the glue dots work great. And I'm just going to put 3 in a little cluster right on top of my leaves. You can see here on the side I did stamp a sentiment with a coffee sentiment from my stash. It says, let's meet for coffee soon, but I end up just keeping the let's meet for because I wanted to use the sentiment that says, the sentiment die that says coffee. I just popped up my sentiment and my coffee sentiment up with some foam tape. Place that right above my coffee mug. I'm going to add a piece of foam tape behind my little heart here. We'll place that right above the O in the coffee. And then I'm going to actually trim down this leaf a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of glue behind here and I'm going to tuck that underneath my heart. I'm actually going to have to lift it up to tuck it under. Okay, my panel's all ready. We're going to flip this over and add some foam tape behind here. And then this is going to go on an A2 size card base that's top folding. It's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Now I decided to do a little bit of controlled splattering, so I just grabbed my black marker and I'm adding a few dots here and there. And I love the way that looks. I did decide also to grab my glossy accents and go over my little creamer swirls in my coffee mug, just to add a little bit of gloss to my panel. And that finishes off my first project. Here's a close-up. Now I did want to tell you that Spellbinders is having a blog hop. There's a chance to win a $50 gift certificate. Details are over on my blog if you guys want to check that out. So $50 is a lot of crafty cash. So just follow, I'll leave links in the description area for you. So project number 2, I'm going to die cut out my mug with some pink cardstock. And then the little tea bag topper with craft, and then the single rose I'm going to die cut 3 times out with the yellow cardstock. I'm also going to cut out the rose 3 times with the green cardstock, and I did cut out 3 hearts you can see here. I used white cardstock and I already cut out my sentiment that says come for tea. What I did was cut them out 3 times and I layered them together the same way I did as in my first project. Okay, now I wanted to create some roses. So I wanted to show you the rose leaves on here have embossed detail too, which is lovely. And here's my little mug. So pretty. Now I'm going to take my rose and cut off the leaves. This way I can glue the yellow rose to my green die cut rose. And then I can create a real pretty 2-tone rose. And that gives it a little bit of dimension too, which is nice. I'm going to do that to all 3 of them. Lovely. Now, I did die cut out a pink little heart to fit inside my little tea bag topper here. And to secure it, I'm going to use some score tape just on the bottom portion of this. Now there is a score line on this little tea bag topper, and so I'm just going to fold it over, just reinforce that score line. Now again, as I did with card number 1, I'm going to go around the edges of everything with my vintage photo, giving it a nice vintage look. I did everything but the sentiment. I wanted to keep that white. Now I'm going to grab my tool-in-one here and poke a hole in my tea bag topper, and then I'm going to grab some white jute cord. I'm going to thread it through, and then using my tool-in-one, I'm going to remove the release paper off of my score tape. And then this way I can secure my string to it, and then I can fold it over, and everything's nice and secure. Just fold it over. And I did bring in my mini stapler, give it a more authentic look. I'm just going to put a staple at the very top, and that's my little tea bag topper. So cute. Okay, now these are the dies that I used for my first card, my background panel, and I'll leave links for everything that I used today in the description area in case you're interested, and also on my blog, guys. But I took the smallest one in that set and cut out panels, and I'm just going to create a background with these. I'm going to create a little scallop rectangle. Now I added some tape behind my mug and then secured the string, and then to double secure it I'm going to go over the string with some foam tape, and then I just placed that on my card base. Those little panels I actually attached to an A2 size card base as well. Now I went ahead and glued down my Come for Tea sentiment, and I'm playing around with the placement here. I thought it would be fun to add the roses to the very top of the mug. And then for my hearts, I'm going to put them right in the center as if they're like little steam hearts coming out of my little coffee. I just popped up my hearts with some foam tape and then glued down my little roses. In the center of them I did add some White Blizzard Nouveau glitter drops, and then I'll do the same thing with my black pen, adding a little bit of controlled splatter, and that finishes off that card. Here's a close-up. So again, these are the projects that I made today. I hope you had fun. These dies are so sweet. I encourage you to check out the Cuppa Tea collection over at Spellbinders. So they're so pretty, and if you're a coffee fan like me, you will love these. Have a fantastic day, guys. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.